Hello and welcome to my Artemis guide video. I've recently hit rank 10 diamond with Artemis. I have over 100 games played with a decent win percentage and KD ratio. I'm going to start off the video by talking about some of the pros and cons of the god. Then I'm going to go into the abilities and one by one talk about them and have some clips after each ability showcasing how I use them in game. I'm going to show you the order I spec my abilities in and then show you some preferred builds for the hunter role. And to end the video, I'm going to finish up with a build you can use in the solo lane if you want to try Artemis out over on the solo island. Pros of Artemis is she has good CC, good poke damage, she melts objectives, she has a great team fighting ult, and she's very late game oriented. The cons of Artemis is that she has a difficult early game, she has bad lane clear, she has no escape, and she's very mana hungry. Artemis is one of the few gods where getting Deathbringer and Malice is more beneficial over Rage and Deathbringer when building crit. The reason for this is her passive, Still Target. Artemis gains a critical strike buff on each successful hit, so once you hit the enemy 3 times you're going to get an increased crit percent chance of 15%. You're going to be critting from level 1 with this passive, which gives you an advantage over the enemy ADC. Artemis' first ability, Transgressor's Fate. Artemis places a trap on the ground, which roots and cripples the enemy. For beginner play, you're mainly going to see this trap comboed with your ultimate because it's an easy trap to land and the trap which blocks off the routes to the lane. After a while, you'll realise you can combo your trap with enemy teammates for increased chain CC. A trap I like to use is when I'm boxing an ADC. If he's running backwards, I can pop a trap behind him, or if he's trying to aggress onto me, I can put one at his feet. Another use of this trap is when you're trying to escape, you can place this trap at your feet, walk over the trap, and hope the enemy chasing you also walk over the trap and get rooted and crippled, aka the dream.
Get up, sis. An ally has been slain!
Your middle tower is under attack.
Place a ward for teleport.
Vengeful Assault, Artemis' second ability. What this is an attack speed steroid coupled with a movement speed increase of 20%. Early game, you're mainly going to be saving this ability to help you get out of sticky situations, but once you get more points into it in the later game, this is going to be your main damage ability. Main ability you're going to be using for 1v1s and taking objectives, which is really easy to do with Artemis.
Been slain. My creation. Retreat. Be right back.
Ability 3, Suppress the Insolent. Artemis fires a volley into a ground target, suppressing all of her enemies. Enemies caught within the volley are damaged and slowed. This ability is Artemis' main source of lane clear. When you're using this ability, you'll notice that you can either hit the front minions or the back archers. So the best way to maximise the damage of this ability during the laning phase is to hit a group of minions and try and hit the enemy god at the same time. Other uses of this ability is to help you close the gap on fleeing enemies. The 25% slow will help you catch up with them, and the large target area makes it easy to hit. In addition to using this ability to close the gap between the enemy, you can use it to increase the gap between yourself and the enemy. So if you're getting ganked, you can use this ability to help yourself escape. Don't be afraid to throw this down to help your teammates escape as well. If you're positioned correctly at the back, you can throw this out to help your teammates escape. Also with this ability, you will be able to hit the whole minion wave, but it requires 2 things. It requires pushing the lane and correct positioning. The clips I'm showing you of this ability will be during the laning phase. We've shown you how to hit the whole lane with the one ability and the best way to maximise the damage of this ability by hitting the enemy god and the minions at the same time.
Your left tower is under attack.
I've got my ult, so if he stays into tower.
Be careful left.
Do you want to get this Medusa as well?
Your right tower is under attack.
Be careful, middle. Wait!
Ultimate is ready.
Artemis' ultimate, Caledonian Ball, once activated will charge to enemies in its radius, stunning them and doing damage. In the early game, the ultimate offers great utility with the 3-second CC immune and the stun. The way I like to use this ultimate early game will be for 1v1s and essentially a bead 3 on a 90-second cooldown. For instance, at level 5, if I'm against an Ares, I like to keep the ult just in case he uses his ult and I get caught with his chains. I'll use my ultimate to be CC immune and not get pulled in. Also, if I get ganked by a Thor and he dunks on me, I'll be using the ult for the CC immune, not so much the damage. It'll be just using this ultimate in the early game to keep us alive and help us get to late game where Artemis is dangerous. Other uses early game, so 1v1 with the enemy ADC. I like to use this when securing objectives like Gold Fury. Once it gets low, I'll ult. The lifetime of 6 seconds of the ball. If anyone comes in within them 6 seconds to try and steal it, they'll be stunned. Another tip with this ultimate, you can use it to tank objectives. So when you're taking towers, you can actually ult and the tower will hit the ball and you can help take the towers a lot easier. Once we hit the late game with Artemis, we want to be saving our ultimates for team fights where it will disrupt the enemy team and force them into activating their Bs, which puts them in a bad position to help us win the fights.
Attack!
Okay. Attack middle lane!
Your team has destroyed. Enemy missing middle.
Not even death can save just got it takes two to tank them.
As I come back to lane now, Medusa wastes her dash here. In my mind now, I'm thinking if I can out-clear this lane, then she's dead. So when I roll up to lane, I try and group them up to hit them with a 3. I get lucky and hit Medusa as well. The Bluestone Pendant kills the back archers. Now when I ult, 2 things are going to happen. She's either going to get stunned, I'm going to trap and then kill her with my 2, or she's going to ult, I'm going to be CC immune, not get turned into stone form and kill her. As I turn around, Ymir comes out of nowhere. The lifetime of the ball stuns Ymir, Bacchus catches up, ults, and I finish him off with a 3, get a juicy double kill.
Off to the lab!
Enemy ultimate incoming. On my way.
Watch your step.
Be careful. Be right back. Ultimate is ready. On my way. Be careful.
They take the money
Okay.
when I'm in need. Yes, we can.
So we start this interaction off with me looking for a surprise trap on Ymir, thinking it would be good for the video. As I put the trap down, put some damage on them just to show you what you can do with the trap. Right now all the pings go off and I'm just like, oh, I've done goofed. I need to get out. Get frozen by Ymir. Thor wall comes in and I'm just like, oh, I'm gonna ult. Just help me get out, disrupt them. Pop my 2 to help get away faster. That trap I walk over catches a Medusa in a second. Now I hear Thor in the air, so I pop my mana potion because I just know stuff's about to go down now. I'm looking for Thor to land on me here. It actually lands on Noah, which is good for me. So I put my 3 out just to put some damage on. It actually slows down Thor, which keeps Noah alive for a little bit longer. Surprise trap here on Ymir, so stops the aggression coming from this direction. I see Noir's still in trouble, so I turn around to see if I can try and help. I hear a Janus portal go off here, and I think she's just dead, so I run off to get some damage on the back harpies. She has a nice ult which saves her. Just getting some cheeky lifesteal right now. I turn back around to see if I can do anything. I see Janus firing up his portal, and for some dumbass reason I think I can block it. It goes through me. I turn around and see if it hits Noir, but it doesn't, which is pretty good. So now Medusa's looking at me. I'm just like, I don't really want to fight Medusa because I've got no mana. I hear the dash, activate my 2 just to get away from her a little bit. She ults, which puts some movement speed slow on me. She manages to get a cheeky one of her moves off on me with the 3 arrows. Takes some unexpected damage just there. What you see here is me placing a trap just to disrupt enemies that are coming back and forth. I decide to back, then I think no, I'm going to stay just for some presence, and then there's just too many people here and low health, and then I decide to back out. Now the trap I placed earlier actually helps Hui secure a kill here.
Yes, we can.
So I get the assist gold off that, which is pretty good. I back, and you're now going to see me just buying some items. The key thing here is I buy 2 mana pots and a D-ward. This is something I'm buying on most of my hunters when I back after around 10-minute mark. You also see me activate my movement speed buff in the fountain just to get back into the action a bit quicker. So this is the order I get my abilities in. Level 1 we start with Suppress the Insolent to help clear the jungle camps. Level 2, like with all hunters, when you get to lane you get your escape ability unless you can get a kill. With Artemis, she doesn't actually have an escape, so we're getting the 2 strictly for the 40% movement speed. Then 3, we get the Suppress the Insolent. 4th ability, I get my trap. 5th ability, we get your ultimate. And then now we want to max our 3 first. And then we're going to max our 2. See, now around level 13, up until level 13, we're really only using the Caledonian Ball for the CC immune. So this is where we can start getting some more points in to help in the team fights. And we basically want to be getting the ball from level 13 whenever we can. That's how we finish off our abilities of Artemis. Moving on into builds for Artemis now. A common build you'll see used with Artemis is the Transcendence build because of how much mana she uses. It's fine to use the Transcendence build, but I like to use a different build that helps combat her poor early game and lane clear. If you've played the Hunter role before, you're probably familiar with this build. Just going to swap the starter item out for Bluestone Pendant. So Artemis' lane clear with Bluestone Pendant is actually pretty decent once you hit all the lane with the 3. We're going to change Rage for Malice. If you've not used this build before with Bluestone Pendant, I recommend just taking 4 of each pots until you get used to Bluestone Pendant. Start without the lifesteal. Once you get familiar, bring the pots down to 3 and 2 respectively. This just allows you to have a bit more gold left over so you can get your boots online faster. So first item is Warrior Tabby, second item Soul Eater, third item Interval, 4th item the Executioner, then 2 items Crit and Malice. It's rare, but sometimes you see Artemis run in a solo lane. If you want to try Artemis in a solo lane, this is the build you should use. Out of base, you're going to rock Throwing Dagger and 4 health pots. Health pots are going to help with sustain. Throwing Dagger is going to help with clearing the lane. Won't need for mana pots because we'll be picking up blue buff. First back, finishing off Golden Bow. And second item, going to work into movement speed. Finish that with Warrior Tabby. Third item, Lifesteal. Any of these lifesteal items are fine. If you feel like you can get the stacks for Devour's Gauntlets, then get Devour's Gauntlets. If not, you can go Bloodforge if you've already gone Cursed Gauntlet and you might be too late to get the stacks. Or you can go for Soul Eater. Soul Eater is my favourite item to get. I like the 300 health increase and the aura helping other physicals on my team. You and your ADC are going to be taking objectives real fast with this item. Now we finish off with just a normal ADC build. Executioner, 2 crit items. Obviously with Artemis we want to rock Deathbringer and Malice.